Hi everybody and welcome to Hann-Made Studio. I'm Cheryl Woodlock. In this upcoming tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cut cement sheeting for your mosaics. So stay tuned. For this workshop, you are going to need a couple of tools. The tool that I have, which I really love, is this particular tool from Trojan. It has a double edge with a tungsten steel tip. It's actually going to make scoring your cement sheeting a lot easier to work with. You don't actually need a square ruler or a set square ruler, but it does help to get your edges really neat and tidy. And we've got a piece of cement sheeting, and the reason I'm going to show you this is that it has broken on the side. So this is a perfect project, so stay tuned. You can use a Stanley knife, but I'm going to show you why I'm going to be using this particular tool. It's going to make it really easy. Now, with your ruler and your pencil, what you will need to do is make sure that you've actually got the right side, the size that is on this size is going to be set with that size. A set square ruler makes sure that I've got my edges absolutely straight. So when I actually flip it over to the other side, I can see that my edges are still going to be straight. So I got my right angles happening. There's nothing worse than cutting a sheet and finding that it's actually not at a right angle. When I'm going to do this, I'm looking and going, it's 18 inches here. I can just get my set square and rule that line across. That means it's actually squared. I can do the same and make sure that that's squared. That side, that's not too bad. It does make it easier. But if I didn't have a set square, and I'm very lucky I've got this long set square, I could just measure it with a ruler, and that is 32.5 centimeters and 32.5 centimeters. So I know this is square, so as I go up, it's still the same size. Sometimes as you go up, the board can narrow, so it can go in slightly without you realizing. So just making sure that 32.5 is 32.5 up here. I'm going to measure this, and it is, I'm just going to actually mark it. And I do it with a grey lead, and the reason I do it with a grey lead is that I don't have to remember the numbers in my head, because 18 inches is actually 45.7 centimeters. Now that's really hard to measure, but if I just mark my ruler there and then bring it over to here, I can then mark that, and then I can draw my line. So it does make it a little bit easier to mark your ruler. And then when I've finished with my ruler and the marking, I can easily just wipe it off with a damp sponge. So we've got our measurements done, and I'm going to show you how I actually score. As I said, you can do this with a Stanley knife, but this is a tool that I found from Bunnings. It works really well, and it also allows me to do curves too, and I'll show you that in another tutorial. A little trick when using a ruler: get some blue tack. Now I've got a little piece of blue tack here, and I'm actually going to place the blue tack on my ruler. By placing the blue tack on my ruler, what I'm going to be doing is it's going to give it a little bit of grip, and it's going to stop it from moving. Being a woman, I find that we don't have the upper body strength like guys when we're doing tool work, and this is just a little bit of a trick to make it easier for you at home. Once you're happy with that, just press it down. And now my ruler is actually not moving easily at all. So it's quite stationary. It's going to make it easier for me to cut. When I cut with this particular tool, I'm going to score it very lightly. I don't do a hard cut to start with. I just do a very light score. I'm going to go over this several times to make sure the score is nice and deep. You don't have to go over it several times, but I like the insurance of knowing that I've scored it down. I've actually got a little gallery now, and it's around about 2 mil deep. This is a 6 mil piece of cement sheeting. So the 2 mil is going to work really, really well and make it easier to break. I can now lift up my ruler, and that was easy. And I'm just going to wipe this dust off. And I do that so I'm not going to inhale the dust. And if I want to, I can just go over that again. And that is a really good deep line. Now breaking this is really, really important. It's snapped, but if you do it too quickly, you can end up breaking the edges off. So I like to take my time when I do this and just ease it down. And I have seen students in the studio that haven't done quite correctly, and then they've had to get a whole nother piece of cement sheeting. So the end of this line is going to go in line with the table. So I'll bring the video over and you can have a look. So now this line is just over the table edge. And I'm just going to very gently ease down. And that has just given way. I can feel that it's released, and I'm just bending that down, flipping that up, and that is cut. As I said, if I was wanting to smooth all these edges back, I would do that with sandpaper, and I would do it outside with a dust mask on. You do not want to do any sanding of the cement sheeting inside, because it actually is a silica, and silica gets into your lungs and it doesn't come out. So it's very, very important that you stay safe. I also have this sheet left over, so I might as well trim this up so I don't have this uneven edge. So let's go again. Now, on this one, I did go right to the very edge. The reason is that when I snap it, this is not going to be really, really strong. So by taking it in a little bit more means that when I snap it and break it, it's going to break really easily. Get my blue tack, put it on my ruler, put that down. A nice deep score, and ease that down. Done. I now have 2 boards out of the 1 board. Yay! How easy was that? If you liked what I did today, could you please hit the like button? Remember to subscribe and ring that bell. I'm Cheryl Hann-Made from Hann-Made Studio saying thanks for watching. Bye.